I don't think we have anybody online, or do we?
No, nobody's
We've
online.
not. And Amy, thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate that very much. We do have a quorum here. I'm Mr. Saylor, Mr. Zerflu, President Menzel, Mr. Martinson, myself, and as I said, Amy O'Connor as a citizen. So we have a quorum. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda for February 17th and January 15th minutes? Mr. Ziflu or Mr. Saylor, do we? Thank you, sir. So moved. Any discussion?
The only thing I'll bring up, I just saw this, at our last meeting in the meeting minutes, it said Jeff O'Connor was here, but it was Rob O'Connor. So just for.
Thank you for that correction. I appreciate that. Item number 4, public comments on the agenda items.
You have to vote on that motion. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be helpful. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda and of February 17th and the minutes from January 15th, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Item 4 now, public comments on the agenda items. Amy, do you have anything you'd like to share with the committee at this point?
No, thanks.
All right. I have none other than, we are likely having a relatively short meeting tonight, but, we'll see. Well, I don't want to cut off good conversation, so if there are things to discuss in more detail, let me know. Number 6, committee comments. Any comments from the committee? Hearing none, let's go on to numbers, I forgot my own, well, let's just go directly to the Director of Public Works comments. We're gonna talk about the parks update in general. I'm gonna ask Ben Martinson to talk about the Village Festival update. I might comment on that as well, and the Legacy Bike Trail update. So if you would do that, Mr. Martinson, I would appreciate that.
So the parks update, skating pond is still functional. We'll keep that up and going until it gets to be average of 40 degrees in the water. It starts to accumulate on the ice. For right now, we got good ice, and the guys cleaned the pond today, and we've seen, definitely some traffic there. So I think it was definitely worth having open this winter. Other than that, there's not a lot of getting ready for spring to come. Ordered up some bases and nets for the parks and getting supplies ready. So when the spring comes, we can get everything up and functionally good. Last month, we submitted the Legacy grant for new playground at Ripple Creek with some pavement done to the walking trail around there. We'll know more here end of February. 3 rounds of Legacy. Then basically the first is just 800 words on why you need and what you need, and it's pretty basic. And then after that, we get into more specifics on breaking down part of the Legacy grant. So I'm looking to see. I did talk to Mike a little bit on, and he helped me out on making sure we had the right language in that. So kind of excited. Obviously, like I mentioned you guys before, the Ripple Creek playground equipment is probably gonna have to get tore down at the end of this year. It's seen its days. It's getting to be unsafe. We're gonna get through this year. We might put some boards in some areas and do some things to make sure it keeps safe. But end of this year, we'll definitely have to get rid of it. So Legacy grant, obviously, we put in for 500,000, looking for an ADA compliant, kind of like Rapids did, playground equipment. If once we know we're into the grant a little more, then we can shop around, talk about what kind you guys want. There's definitely some playground equipment companies out there do grants 50-50. So we'll definitely, once we get the one, we can apply for another one to try to get a big piece of equipment that can fill that area and be adequate. With the losing of the YMCA, that was kind of my goal. We lost that adventure center, lost a place. So trying to really strive by losing that, the Legacy could really help us out Ripple Creek to redo our playground equipment.
Yeah. Do you, let's make an assumption that when that comes through, will we have equipment that is, provide some different, equipment than what we had before?
Yeah, we'll definitely be bigger. I mean, we're gonna, ours is pretty basic, 2 slides and a little bit of walking thing. So definitely there'll be some, again, we'll bring some books down, probably have a salesman come and we can, probably this summer. I know, Trustee Zerflu likes to, we'll meet out probably to Ripple Creek later this summer and have a meeting there so you guys can see what we have and what
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's
add
good.
on to it. So, you know, definitely as we get more involved with, once we see where we go with the grant.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much.
So other than that, you know, parks are not much going on. We did some work down to the lion shelter, getting ready for rentals this summer. Did some touching up, some painting, cleaning and things like that.
Mhm.
So, I believe we're all good on there. Maybe doesn't have anything else, I'll go to B unless anybody has any more questions on the parks update.
Just one other one on this, on the pond. Does anybody use it to do a little ice hockey?
Yeah, you know, I've seen a dad and a couple kids will go down there and throw the puck around. I mean, we don't have nets and stuff like that, but I'll definitely see a family go down there and nothing serious, but you know, they'll kick the puck around a little bit and do
Yeah.
whatever. It's definitely big enough to do, you know, if they wanted to. So,
Yeah, cool.
Are you thinking of a grant just for Ripple?
yeah, depending. I mean, we put 500 in it. So, you know, those good ADA compliant ones are probably 8. And if we can get matching from some playground and then, you know, 50, 60 to repave the walking trail kind of around that goes up through the outfield by field 2 and 3, that's getting kind of rough. And obviously with the Y being going, try to entile the walking trail. So as families want to come, the kids go on the playground, they can walk that. Again, it'd definitely be nice to put in other parks. I know the other down at the lion show, that equipment's getting there. I guess we'll have to wait and see what kind of money we get and then what you guys want to do to fulfill that area with. I mean, there's obviously, as you know, a lot of different options out there for playground equipment.
What were you thinking?
Well, I know that we just stuck some money into the slide at Alexander Park.
Correct, we had to replace that.
Good there for a little bit.
Our North Park
It's just a question.
Our North Park is gonna need some attention. That's another one. But again, it's use and availability and location, but
No, I'm fine with it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
we'll go next into the Village Festival update. Last month, we had a great conversation, included in your minutes, you know, shows the people that were here, you know, the Lions Club, the school was here, and we had definitely good showing from residents. Chris Bartek from Urkel was online, some great conversations. Eric did a good job. You know, it was kind of just to get it started, right? I mean, definitely a lot of ideas come out of that. You know, do it this day, do it that day. So general consensus was, hey, we sent out another email that I did attach to your packet. If you guys didn't see it, just with some questions that Eric put together, and you know, what month would be a good time for a festival? You know, what festival focuses? You know, do we want to basically be known for, right? I mean, that's as Eric has pointed out, and I agree with him. I mean, the festival is what's the town known of, you know, and so we definitely have some things in the motion. You know, it's gonna be a lot of, I guess, getting the right ideas, right? We don't want to just jump into something, you know, we do have some good events here in the village with, you know, the rummage sale and the fireman's dance and the lions, and the school does some activities. So we definitely don't want to piggyback on them, try to create our own event. I think that stands out. And I think this originally brought us by Trustee Saylor, he can comment, but that's what he was thinking, something that's not piggyback on an event that we have right now. So hopefully we get some feedback, back from this or whatever. We can have a bigger conversation, maybe in, March or April. We can invite the committee, people to come back down the committee and definitely keep kicking it around. Definitely had some other ideas that came out about, there was a big talk about some biking and other things. So other activities that I didn't really think about that I've been trying to pursue and look around to see if it's something we want to get involved in and how we can with grants and other communities surrounding us to tie it all together. So I think it was a good meeting, and like I said, we'll definitely kind of wait in March or April. Invite those folks to come back down and see if we can't round table it again and move ourselves in some kind of focused area.
Your Christmas tree lighting is gonna fall on the 84th anniversary of Pearl Harbor,
Okay.
Sunday, December 7th, right to the day. So you might wanna, as it gets closer, reach out to
Yes.
maybe Rock up there at the courthouse or something, and some other military people,
Yeah, good idea.
see if they wanna get involved.
Thanks for pointing that out. Eric, you got anything to add to that and festival, Eric? You guys got anything to add? to it?
No, I think the only comment was that, we really want to pursue something that the town either is known for or could be known for going forward, as opposed to tacking it on to the end of a garage sale or something. I mean, that doesn't, I don't want to necessarily think that we want to be known for our garage sale only. So it may take some time, and I think because what Port Edwards has been known for, from a paper mill standpoint, we've got to create an identity that, is, different than that, and we've got to figure that out, and so it may take some time, but I'm just thrilled that there are that many organizations that are interested, and, we'll keep at it and find something that we all can be proud of.
Remember our orange Port Pride shirts that we had when we were kids?
Yeah.
Years and years and years ago. It was a square. It had the Nepco paper thing. It had cranberries. What were the other two squares?
I have to ask my mom, she probably got the shirt at home, but think of something, the PTO or something back then.
But it was like
Together.
4 things that were here. I don't remember what the other 2 were. Do you know?
Paper cranberries.
Something.
That'd be interesting to find out what it was. Maybe
Yeah,
there's something to build
Tied a
up.
lot of village, what we're known for activities.
Yeah, so maybe whatever those 2 are, maybe that could be an idea.
Yeah, that's
a great
cool.
point. I'll try to see what I
Can
can.
we talk to somebody at school that would?
Well, like you said, Luann's probably got the shirt downstairs in the basement, so.
We've had a change of, different.
Using a box of them hanging around, that would be kind of fun to have, but, anyway.
So that's all I had. I was just curious.
So like I said, we'll keep working on that and, basically have another meeting coming up on that. If nobody has anything else, Legacy Trail, don't have a lot tonight. We're 7 of the 8 residents or the easement signatures for permission to use their property have been filled, recorded at the Wood County Courthouse. Guys are out there starting to cut the trees. We'll try to work on a timeline to bring to next month's meeting on the completion of the project. Next step is to cut the trees and then finish up with MSA on the designing of it. Just have a few things we need to work out and then, get a bid on the blacktop. Other than everything else, we'll try to do is in-house as much as we can. The stumps will have contractor pull that'll work with the guys the guys will haul them, they'll dig them out. But just, trying to use as much of the resources we can in-house to, make this project go on. So other than that, I don't have a lot tonight. Like I said, but next month I'll try to get you guys a timeline and some more specifics. If you have anything else, if you guys have any more questions tonight on that, I can do some research and bring that back to you next month. Other than that, that's all I have, Chairman, on that stuff.
Good, any comments on the, bike trail? Are we calling it the Legacy Bike Trail, or is that what it's known as?
Well, the legacy is where the money came from.
The foundation?
The original project that was started in, I think it was 22, the grant was written. I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. Without objection, let's go to item 8, old business is the Hometown Heroes banner in old business.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
let's do that.
if you're okay, I'll take that. So we've been talking about the hometown hero banners, for a couple of meetings here. I kind of threw together, some questions for you guys, see how you want to move forward. Basically a 30x60 digital fabric sign. I'm trying to get the company that designs them to get me a copy of what they have just so we can, show you guys what it looks like. We display these on the light poles on Wisconsin River Drive, beginning at the tender heading to the north. So obviously that gives us quite a few light poles. We display Memorial Day through Labor Day. It's kind of what we do with our flags now. The cost is something I kind of threw together. If you look at what the cost and we break them down, buying 10 of the flags, 10 of the brackets, and it's miscellaneous hardware that it comes, will be $300 each, for cost of the banner. I don't know if we go 2 years or 3 years. Obviously, I'm hoping these are gonna last a couple of years. So if somebody pays us 300, we can hang them for 2 years. Hang them up 1 year, take them down, I'll storm in the winter, and then hang them up the next year. That's kind of, I need your guys' thoughts on that. You wanna go 2 years or 3 years? Some of the concerns, obviously, of damage. If these get damaged and we only charge the person for 300, what are we gonna do? Who's responsible for that cost? Adding new ones after the first year, obviously, we're looking to order 10. So once we get 10, we can order this. I can find out what individual prices would be. If year one, we'd get onesie and twosies. Are we gonna wait and restart this again every 2 years? To restart the program? And I guess the last thing is that before we start collecting money, we want to advertise this on our social media and Facebook, trying to make sure we can get 10 verbal commitments before we start investing into this program. Again, this would be no cost to the village is what this whole thing is looking at. So we would definitely want to make sure we had 10 people interested in before we started the orders. I kind of gave you a breakdown of displays, sales, copy of what the code is. Again, I'm trying to get a picture from Lori so I can send that over to you guys so you can kind of see what the hometown hero flags would look like. This isn't, there's some doing Rapids, some do with the vets, other things. This would be through the village of Port Edwards. I reached out to one of village residents who was on the committee in Rapids, and he said, you're probably better just to go with your own unless you want to be in the VFW. There's a pamphlet and a bunch of other things. So this would be basically strictly through us as a village of Port Edwards. So looking for some thoughts and suggestions on how you guys like to move forward with this.
So do you want comments about those
Yeah.
questions?
Absolutely.
So I think you're not gonna know if it's 2 or 3 years. You hang them and you just wait and see.
Okay.
I think you, just like your flag fund, you just have it out there because you don't know if new people come into town or whatever, you just make it available. Cause she doesn't have to run 10 at a crack, right? I mean, 10's the minimum orders to get us going. What happens if you get 2 or 3 and then now we're sitting at 3 for 2 years?
That's where there'd be different price. I mean, this was on a quantity of 10.
Okay.
Correct.
But I would figure out whatever that price is gonna be, no different than the flags, everybody donates to the flags and flag costs have gone up, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Than $50 a flag or whatever it is. But I would make it just as, on the website or whatever, just like your flag fund. If somebody wants to buy it, it's $400 or whatever it is, it's $400. Just to account for inflation possibly, after that first initial 10 goes. I would definitely put it on the village Facebook or website, just because you don't know. I mean, you might find there's 20, 30 people, then the cost will come down maybe a little bit. But as of right now, I think you only gotta find 9, because I'll buy one for sure.
Okay.
So talk to my brothers.
So if you're okay, I'll run, sorry, Betsy, I'd run something on Facebook and we can go from there.
My question would be, would we put up parameters like they had to be residents of the village? Cause I know different communities do it different. Some say you just have to be like a resident. Some could be like, oh, that's, like, could I buy one for my dad? He's never lived here. Right? So I mean, putting up those, or are we gonna open it to
Why would you turn it away?
right? I mean,
You
that's
got
what my
people that are
thought is.
passed away, people that don't, legacy families that are here that are no longer here or whatever, that passed away or whatever, allow them to do it, or,
And lived in Milwaukee,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't think.
No,
we're
I'm
picking
for
and
that.
choosing
I just
anything.
wanted to make sure that we,
Yeah, have some definition about that.
Right.
Yeah.
cause I also don't want people thinking that, cause they moved here, now they can't get one cause they're not from
Yeah.
here, right? Like, I just want to make sure that,
Sounds like we have
That's
shared
the
vision
clear-
that it's more open than.
From here,
Resident.
lived here, or could live here.
I just, like I said, I know some communities put up different boundaries, so.
If some dude from Milwaukee wants to buy one and lives in
Yeah.
Milwaukee for $300, then we hang a sign for $300.
Yeah, that's me too.
Doesn't matter. I think the more that you have, the better it looks.
So if you guys are okay, I'll display something on our website, social media, just looking at who's interested in getting involved and they'll.
I think one of your bigger questions is gonna be is what picture you wanna use. Like Jugger had the one where he was in his Huey. A lot of people use their boot camp picture or whatever. So I think you could define what those pictures are gonna be. You don't want me having a picture in Doha and R&R or whatever.
Hometown hero banners with pictures when active. Is that what you'd want?
Yeah, but I mean, an official picture, maybe not just sitting at the tiki bar
Yeah.
or whatever, but it's a good picture of you. You want something that maybe is in uniform, an official picture.
Everybody had a boot camp picture taken.
So we'll try to put it as hometown hero boot camp pictures and we can, if we gotta adjust it, I guess. Obviously, everything is gonna have to get submitted through the office and okay, whatever. I'll try to bring it to you guys before we start ordering the pictures or whatever. So we'll try to get this out there, see what we have for interest. I can work on a picture from her so I can come back next month with you guys with if we have any interest, what they look like, so we can kind of put the final, program together.
I do have one other question. Is there a method we could also, offer people the opportunity to, contribute? That don't have that don't have a particular person in mind and build up a fund?
So we have a flag fund in town, which unfortunately over the years, we're in trouble right now. We're definitely, don't have the interest on the flag that we hang up on Wisconsin River Drive downtown.
Yeah.
You know, there's years we've gotten $1,000. There's years we've gotten two. In the last couple of years, it's down. So, you know, we could tie this together, hometown heroes / flag.
Yeah, that would be good, because who
Like-
knows, I might want to, maybe I want to help fund, Mr. Saylor, Mr. Zerflu, a banner and, honor them, who knows?
I got a couple
Oh.
questions, too.
Amy,
Go
would
ahead.
you like to?
Yeah.
I think it's something people don't know about. Like, we moved here 3 years ago. I've never heard of a flag fund. We 100% would
Okay.
have donated to a flag fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just,
So maybe it's just something that people just aren't familiar with. Maybe we just need to run it by people again and
Yeah,
I think there's a little clip in our newsletter, but there's a lot of little clips in there, but for sure. Yeah, we bring this back, we can kind of tie it all together. Good ideas.
my other thought was kind of on Eric's point of maybe you don't have a person, but you're just like, hey, put this towards $100 of somebody's.
Sponsoring the band.
Sponsoring, and maybe we can do it that way too. Maybe we can get people to sponsor somebody's or so many of them too. And like, let's say somebody's like, here's $500. Well, maybe we can split that $100 into
Yeah.
different people.
sure.
So we'll come up with a couple different when we put this out there, and I'll
Yeah.
probably run it by you guys tomorrow if I work on this. It's okay, but we'll have, the looking for interest on the hometown hero banners, also sponsoring flags and also sponsoring, hometown hero banners. I'll try to come up with a couple different ideas so we can get some interest
If
from
you
the
want, I
community.
can work on some of that stuff too,
Okay.
if you want.
Perfect. So we'll definitely try to get this kind of finalized next month. We've been kind of kicking it around.
All right.
So other than
Thank you.
that, that's what I have on that.
Any other old business that, is up for discussion tonight?
Nothing that
Anything on the cemetery that, is going on that?
No, we're going good out there. We're. Service.
So Bob's vision out there for the veteran flag poles and stuff like that, is that all done? Was there more that was gonna be added or?
Obviously benches, I mean, there was, the talk, he was gonna get some money through different organizations, but obviously the phase one was to get the flag poles, the concrete up there and the sprinkler system, some trees. There was talk of getting benches through different organizations or whatever. So, there's
At some point, yeah.
another thing we can look around and try to kick, if somebody's interested in putting benches out there. That was the next phase.
Thank you. New business. What new business do we have tonight?
Nothing really. I mean, as we get into the spring of the year, we'll see snow goes away. I'll check the splash pad and different events, and hopefully I'm not coming here looking for ideas how to fix something or whatever. But obviously once the spring starts coming, we get everything uncovered. We assess all of our parks equipment and things like that, and then come back to you guys and update you here in the next couple of months.
If I may, I'd like to give you a quick update on some of the other things that are gonna be going on Nepco Lake, since 80% of the properties are part of the Port Edwards municipality. This spring and summer, we're gonna have a clean boats project going on, so that people that bring boats in from other locations have an opportunity to check for invasive species. There's a power wash set up for them and so forth, so that's going to be going on. And we're meeting with 10 other people from the DNR, from the Land and Water Group here from Wood County, from Stevens Point Extension.